Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing Indie Moon's Ultimate Witch tag. So I love a good tag, so I'm doing this one today. So hopefully you've heard of Indie Moon and you've seen this tag going around. I've seen quite a few people doing this tag already. I'm a little bit late jumping on the bandwagon of it, but I'm going to do it today for you. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. So the first question is, at what age did you discover you were a witch? So I think I was about 16 or 17 years old. I think it was around 2012 that I really got onto this path and really started following it. I think I found it before then, because I was reading a book series which was talking about it, and then that led me to research about that book series and research about it, and then I found actual real Wicca, and I was like, oh, this is actually something that's real, and I started getting interested in it from that side. And then I also was finding out things from my auntie who was interested in tarot, so I was looking up tarot and then found runes, and then through people's videos on YouTube talking about those topics I found witchcraft channels and things like that. So I generally found loads of information about it then, but it probably wasn't until like a couple of years later, in about 2012, that I actually was like, you know what, this is the path that I want to be on, this is the path that's for me, and I really started sort of following it. I always feel like this is the path that was really meant for me since I was young. Like, when I look back, I feel like I've always had this sort of part of me within me. Like, I've always been really drawn to like nature outside, seeing like real beauty and magic in like the ocean, in woods, forests, things like that. Just, I've always been really fascinated by it when I was little and things. And when I was younger, I always used to like pretend to mix potions and things like that. I was just obsessed with like witchcraft as well when I was younger, so I definitely think that this is definitely the path that I'm meant to be on. But yeah, back to kind of the main question, I think I was about 16 or 17 years old when I first started. I think I would be 16 or 17 in 2012, was that? I don't know, I'm not very good at working things out like that, but I think I was about 16 or 17, because I'd just sort of started college, and that was, I would have been about 16, 17 when I started college. Anyway, next question. So question number 2 is, how has the craft changed your life? So, like I say, I feel like I'm truly like able to like be myself. Like, this has always been who I was meant to be. I think like this is always the path that I was meant to discover. So I feel like I can be myself more, and it's just brought more, I don't know, balance to my life, and just more contentment in my life, I would say. Yeah, I think it's just allowed me to find myself more, and just to discover who I truly am and be more comfortable in myself, really. The next question is, if you had to choose one family member to be a witch to, who would they be and why? So I would probably choose my sister, because she's probably the most interested in this sort of side of things in my family. I don't think anyone else really is that interested. My sister's quite interested in the Sabbats and things like that. She's always kind of going on about the Sabbats and things. When it was the summer solstice, she was like, oh, are we going to do this, and what are we going to do for the solstice, what if we did this, or what if we did that. So she's quite interested in that side of things. So I think she'd probably be the best one for me to choose to be a witch, and that. And I think it'd be nice just to kind of like sister witches. I think it'd be quite cool. The next question is, if you were to receive just one supernatural power upon initiating as a witch, what would the universe have given you? So, if I was to have like a supernatural power like the ones in the films and things like that, there's so many to choose from. But I think I would probably want to be able to be invisible, possibly. Just because then, you know, if you ever get really embarrassed and you want to like run away, you can just turn invisible and run away and no one ever knows where you've gone. But you can also use it to spy on people and know if people are talking about you, or just generally if you're curious about something and people are telling you what it is, you can just be invisible and sneak into the room and find out what they're talking about. So that's probably what I would do, something that would allow me to spy on people. So yeah, the next question is, if you were to label your type of craft, what type of witch would you be, i.e. sea witch, garden witch, etc.? I don't really know what I could class myself as, because I don't know, I'm not really that good in a particular area, you know, like I'd like to be like a kitchen witch, but I get too stressed out cooking stuff. I'm not very good at cooking things, and just if I was to try and incorporate magic into cooking as well, it'd just be like a nightmare. I'd like to be a garden witch, but it's never quite worked out very well. I'm not very good at gardening and plants and keeping them alive and things like that. I did have like a herb area, like a little herb patch with pots of herbs and stuff, and the majority of them have died. I think there's like a few that are still hanging on in there, but I'm just not very good at remembering to like water them and get rid of weeds and things like that. So I'm not a very good garden witch in terms of that, but I'd really like to probably be more like a sea witch or something. I feel really called to like the sea and the ocean, but I don't think I could really class myself as a sea witch because I don't really live very close to the coast and I never really get to go to the coast, so I would struggle to be like really, like I would struggle to really be a sea witch, because if I was, I would be wanting to go down to like the sea every day and working with the energies of the ocean and things like that, and it's quite hard to do that when you live like really far away from the sea and you have no mode of transport to get you there. If I could drive, then you know I could just drive to the sea every other day, but I can't, so yeah, it's a bit more awkward. Anyway, the next question is number 6. So if you could only practice one speciality in the craft, what would it be, i.e. herbalism, crystals, divination, etc.? So just one, I don't know. I'm really getting into herbalism, like learning about herbs, the correspondences, and working with herbs a lot more. So maybe that, but then I'd also really like to focus on like divination. Like I'm really wanting to learn tarot and runes a lot more and just get back into that again. So maybe that. So either herbalism or maybe divination with that one. So number 7. If you were able to attend a real life Hogwarts, what would you major in? So I would probably want to do potions, because I always thought that looked really interesting, and just mixing your little potions in your little cauldron and having like little potions for everything. I just really like that idea. That'd be really cool. Or maybe herbology or something would be good as well. I don't know. I think I'd just like to do everything at Hogwarts, to be honest. I'd probably like to do Quidditch, but I probably wouldn't get off very well with that because I would probably be terrified of falling off the broom, because I'm not very good with heights, so that's probably not a good idea, but it just looks really cool. But yeah, I'd want to do everything if I could go to Hogwarts, seriously. The next question is number 8. So a witch needs a familiar, what do you choose? So for me as a familiar, I would probably choose a cat, like a black cat. I just love cats, and I just think there's something about them, like the energy and the about them. It's just, I don't know, I'm just really drawn to them. So yeah, it'd probably be a cat. I miss having a cat. But probably a black cat. My sister's got a black cat called Sam, and he's so cute. But I never really get to see him because I don't really get a chance to go to a house. But he's really cute. But yeah, I'd probably want a black cat as my familiar, and I'd probably call them either Salem or Binks. And that's how obsessed I am with like witchcraft movies and witchcraft stuff. Hopefully you might get them references. Let me know in the comments if you know who I'm talking about with Salem and Binks. You'll probably know Salem, but you might not know Binks. Anyway, the next one is what fictional witch do you resonate with the most? So, I don't really know with this one. I like loads of witches. So I'm probably from like, I don't know, like I love all the witches in films and stuff like that usually. In TV shows, obviously Charmed, I really like Phoebe. She's really cool. I really like Phoebe's character. But I probably, I don't know, maybe Freya from Witches of East End. I really like Freya in there, so, or Wendy. I like Wendy as well, she's cool. So maybe Freya or Wendy from Witches of East End. I'm not entirely sure, but I really like those two characters, so maybe them. I'm not sure. Number 10 is you get to choose your very own YouTube coven. Who is in it? Well, I can't really answer that one because I don't really know that many people on YouTube, like that. I'm not really that friends with that many people on YouTube as of yet. So I don't know, they probably wouldn't want to be in a coven with me. So I'm not sure with that one. I'm just going to skip that one. Number 11 is what common misconception about witches would you like to set the record straight about? So probably that witches are evil, and that we're all Satanists and devil worshippers, and that we're all evil and will hex you and curse you and everything like that. Probably that really. The next question is number 12. You revert back to a baby witch. Who do you choose as your mentor? So I would probably choose Tiptoe Chick because she was the first person who I've really come across and discovered on YouTube in the witchy community, her and Pixie Flora. So probably one of those I'd want to have as my mentor, but probably Tiptoe Chick more because I watched a lot of her videos. Like, she was the main person I was subscribed to on YouTube when I first started, so probably her. And then the last question is, where do you expect your craft to take you in the future? So I'm expecting to learn a lot more about the craft now. I am really sort of learning so much more, like especially this year. Like, I feel like I've just come so much further than I was before in the craft. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna sort of just keep going and expanding and learning more things and getting more experience and more confident and comfortable in the craft and my practice and doing like more work within the craft and everything, and maybe working like into more herbs and herbalism and things. Like I say, I'm trying to learn more about that and working with correspondences and things, so really developing in that area. And I'd also really like to develop in like tarot as well and divination and learn runes again and really become confident in that, so I can give readings and just work a lot more in that area. I'd really like to do that. So yeah, I definitely can see my craft growing. I definitely feel like this is the path that I'm meant to be on and that I'm where I'm meant to be with it. So yeah, that's where I'm hoping my path's gonna go, really. So yeah, so that's the end of the tag video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to do this tag yourself. as well. And hopefully I will be back again soon with another video. And until then, I'll talk to you in the comments and things. Feel free to leave comments in this comment section. I'll get back to you. I also have a Facebook page if you want to like that. The information is all in my channel box, and I'll try and remember to put it in the bottom of this video. It's the Moonlight Fairy, and then I've also got an Instagram as well, so you can follow me on there, and I post a lot more regularly kind of on there, social media, things like that. But yeah, I've got Instagram and Facebook if you want to come and connect with me on that. So until then, I'll see you next time. So bye.